Hey guys, welcome back to another unearthly episode of Horror Fridays for the Nerdery. So this week I have a couple of shows to tell you about, and I also have 4 comics. Technically 3 titles, but 4 comics for you. First off, we have Castlevania. That is streaming on Netflix right now. Just came out a few weeks ago. I'm not a huge anime fan or a gaming fan, but because I had heard so many good things about it, I really wanted to see what all the hubbub was about. Season 1 is all on Netflix. It is very short season, which I was surprised about. This first started out as a game, like I said, the gaming thing. Started out in NES and a bunch of other gaming platforms, and I had friends that played it, and the storyline was pretty interesting even in the game, so it was sort of fun to watch even then. Basically, this plot of this one is Dracula's wife was a human who he'd fallen in love with, and he taught science to and different things. She gets burned at the stake, so he's out for revenge on the humans that did this to her and the church. So she gets burned at the stake, and he vows that a year later he'll come back and destroy everything and get his revenge. But in the meantime, he has unearthed all these demon-type creatures to attack them while he's waiting for his master plan to come together. So you see the humans and you see the villages coming together not so well and trying to figure out how to stop him before he continues. There's a monk type of group that has come together also to try to awaken a sleeping soldier type of character that's supposed to save them from what's coming. I'm not going to tell you what happens. I'm not going to tell you if they make it. I was pleasantly surprised about this one. I really did enjoy watching it, even though it's not generally my wheelhouse. It was a solid 4 out of 5 full moons for me. I would definitely watch it again. I would definitely recommend it to other people. The animation was great, the plot was great. My huge complaint is that the season ended so quickly. It seemed like it was just really, really getting rolling, and then it ended. So definitely expect to end at a cliffhanger. It kind of was annoying. Let's see here. Second off, I have Dirk Gently's Holistic Detective Agency. This one, it's really hard for me to describe. It was completely off the wall, and I absolutely loved it. I had seen it advertised on the back of some of my other comics that I've been keeping up with. On Darkness Visible, it has an ad for it right on the back. So when this popped up on Hulu, I was excited. This time advertising did work. Season 1 is on Hulu right now, and it's so bizarre. Elijah Wood plays as one of the main characters, and he is working with his sister who has a medical condition where her senses are extremely heightened. They say breathing air can feel like you're drowning, touching something can feel like hot coals or you're burning, and she has no control over when this is triggered. So he's trying to help her out. They say that he was cured from this condition. So she's trying to get him to teach her how to cope with it and how to get better. So this guy's life is absolutely crap. Everything in his life is going wrong. His job sucks. He's fighting with his landlord. His car gets wrecked. It's just a mess. And then all sorts of really crazy things happen. Things that make absolutely no sense. This is very timey-wimey, as a Whovian would say. You see different versions of him, and he sees himself, but in a different outfit, in a different situation. There's a murder in the hotel he works at, and apparently there's clues that it's a shark attack in a hotel room. There's a possible psychic. There's maybe energy vampires. It was completely off the wall. Loved it. Absolutely loved it. I could see how some people wouldn't be able to follow it, and that's fine because it is so off the wall. A strange crew of characters. They all were amazing actors in each role that they had. I was blown away by most of them. Very exciting. It was action-packed, and I absolutely loved it. I give this a full 11 out of 5 full moons. I'm breaking the knob off for this one. Absolutely loved it. Next up, I have some comics for you guys. I was fairly busy this week. I read more than this, but these are the ones I selected that were the must-reads for this week, basically, for myself. First up, we have Baby Teeth. I brought those with me. 1 and 2 I read. This one I've seen a lot of stuff about online, a lot of advertising for it, a lot of people bragging on it. And it seemed like it was something that I could really get behind. It is sort of a cliche story because I'm not giving anything away. It's pretty obvious from the covers, even of this book, what's going on. Is a girl gets pregnant and it's possibly a demon child or Satan baby Antichrist. Right on the first cover, it shows a pregnancy test with a big pentagram on the test. So it's obvious what's going to be happening. So it is kind of an older story, cliche, back to Rosemary's Baby even. The young girl is possibly having an immaculate conception with this child, and she claims she has no idea how it happened. Her older sister and her dad are helping her out, so she does have a nice, strong family unit. So that's kind of a nice little thing. She wasn't so isolated as you see in this type of story. With the first two, it was building it up. It was kind of giving the backstory. The girl, when she goes into labor, I thought was interesting. It actually shook the earth. So you know from the beginning that something serious is up with this child. And I guess we'll have to wait and see exactly what's going to happen, what this child is growing to be. Right now, he's a baby, and she's learning exactly his type of issues as a demon baby. I give this one a 4 out of 5 full moons. It was a solid book. I'm definitely going to keep reading it. It's definitely something to check out. I'd say it lives up to the hype. I wasn't disappointed at all. The artwork's great, storyline's great, and it's flowing nicely. Definitely liked it. Next up, I have Diablo House, put out by IDW. This is number 1. One thing that struck me first off with this book is the cover is very, very thick. It's more like a cardboardy type of cover, and the inside paper, the ink and the printing is a little bit different. It's more paper-like. So it's a little bit different than your mainstream comic books that are all gloss and very thin. This one, I was pretty pleasantly surprised. This is kind of like a throwback to something like Tales from the Crypt with the Crypt Keeper. Tales from the Crypt. There is a character in it that is a narrator. He's a surfer that works for Diablo House, and he's basically telling the story. So I'm feeling that this book will go along the lines of Tales from the Crypt and the other shows from the past that were like that, where he's narrating a different type of story each time. This first book was about a man who would do anything to succeed in business and win and get rich, and his wife that would be the same, and basically the cost of doing whatever it takes. Solid book. The art was pretty good. I was pretty excited about it. It was a dark story. It's definitely not for children. 4 out of 5 full moons. I'm definitely going to, again, with this one, get another copy, see how it goes, see what the next story might hold, see if it will be a completely different one. I can't see how they would take this story on to the next any further. But I really enjoyed it. Next up, and last but not least, I have number 6 of Darkness Visible, also an IDW title. I really like this publisher. It seems like they come out with a lot of things that are right up my alley. This one is more of a backstory. It's about one of the main characters. Her name is Indra, or Gloriana, because she is one of those people that is possessed, I would say, possibly with one of these demon creatures. And it's basically just saying what she did before she accepted this demon into her, and what led her to do that, and what led her to the possible desperation to ask for this creature to be part of her. It was solid. Unfortunately, this title is on a break right now, so we're going to have to wait to see what goes on after this. I kind of would almost rather it ended on a cliffhanger and not just a background kind of... I would almost call background stories like filler issues. They're just to kind of give you a little bit more story, but not follow along the timeline. I really like this book. I really like this title. I mean, I've gotten through 6 of them, and I still give them a solid rating. I still enjoy them. The artwork is amazing. The creatures are amazing. It gives you a little bit of heart into her feelings towards those creatures and everything, because she did work as a doctor working on helping the ones that did not meld properly. But definitely 4 out of 5 full moons. Something to go check out. And it's on number 6 now, so if you buy them all, it'll take you a second and you can enjoy them all at once. As always, we are brought to you by Captain Jack's Elixirs at www.captainjackselixirs.com. Also, we are brought to you by All Star Comics in Baytown, Texas. The phone number is 281-839-7127. If you like our videos, make sure to go down there and like it and subscribe to our channel. That way you get updates all the time when we post new stuff, which is quite often lately. Also, don't let the party stop there. We're on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Plus, we have our own website where we write up all different reviews on toys, gaming, film, comics, all sorts of stuff going on in the world at www.thenerdery.net. Thanks, guys.